Hi, I'm Dick.
And I'm Eric, and we are the Annuity guys.
And choosing an immediate annuity, Eric.
It's tried and true. It's kind of the standard.
It is. It's the gold standard in annuities. I mean, this is the one that goes clear back, they say, to the Roman Empire.
And I wasn't there.
It's called the Annuity. I was there.
and one of the and I thought I'd bring out the visual aid for you today. If you're looking for information, especially
Eric's trying to sell our book here.
It's available for download. So, but Chapter 7 does cover all the pieces on immediate annuity. So if you're looking for it,
there is a lot in the book, Eric, on,
right.
In that chapter. It's amazing how many different types of immediate annuities there actually are, or versions built on that immediate annuity chassis.
Just the options, yeah. And we should say, all right, so you walk in with an immediate annuity. What's the one thing that you're going to have to do right up front?
You have to get out your checkbook.
That's right, because it's a lump sum. You're putting in a lump sum. When we talk about the personal pension plan, kind of when people think of it starting it with an immediate annuity, if they want to start right away, that's not uncommon for them to say, all right, here's my 401k balance, what can I get?
And no one really has an objection when the boss, the employer, the company says, hey, we're going to pay you the rest of your life no matter how long you live, and this is what you're going to make. Right. And sometimes it even has a cost of living increase built in. Yeah. And no one says, well, what if I die early? What do I get? It's like, you get nothing. Right. Your wife may get something.
And that's exactly right.
But when folks are actually setting up, their own pension, they start to think, well, wait a minute,
that's my money.
I'm chunking out $500,000, $1 million here.
Because you're writing the check instead of the company.
Yes, and then people start to go, oh, wow, well, what happens if I die? Where was that money go? And that's what's made the hybrid annuity, and we're here to talk about the immediate and who it fits. But that's what has made the hybrid annuity so popular, is the fact that people can keep majority control of their money if they die early, or if they need the money for some other reason.
Which does bring in some of the options that go with an immediate annuity. Now, the first thing when I talk to folks about it, is usually, well, what about my wife? If I'm married, can the money go on to a spouse? Or yes,
that's important.
It is very important because that becomes a joint lifetime annuity or a joint.
Well, and Eric, we run into the situation too where one of the spouses, many times it's the wife, is considerably younger.
Yeah.
And then the immediate annuity doesn't make as much sense to have it joint because it drops the payment so low.
It's usually everything is based off the age of the youngest.
It is, and that's where we've found that in good planning, sometimes a life insurance policy that is purchased with some of the money that comes in the higher amount that's paid to the older spouse. Offsets and prepares for the second spouse.
And it may be using an immediate annuity as the starting point, but rather than using a lifetime payout, you may use just a certain time period.
Right.
So you may just say, all right, I'm going to pull out 5 years and let these other annuities that may be part of a laddered strategy sit in deferral for a period of time. And so one of the options is a period certain.
Well, and you're getting obviously into those advanced strategies, different ways that an immediate annuity can be used with deferred annuities, and that's the beauty of this, the flexibility of it. And that's where working with a good advisor, it does make a difference. There's times when you just use a straight immediate annuity, no frills, nothing added to it, no smoke and mirrors of any kind. And there's other times when you use a very scaled down type of an immediate annuity.
Yeah, it's really meeting the client's goals. Whether it be a cash refund, you want to make sure that you at least get back what you put into it, or it could be an installment refund where you get the payments at least back.
And all of those correspondingly reduce the income, the monthly income.
Right. Every time you take a little bit more, the insurance company has to factor
it has to be factored into it.
So it's not uncommon for those payouts to be somewhat lower. But if you're just looking for a straight payment for the rest of your life, like a defined benefit program, life payout's going to be usually typically the best payout without any of the restrictions.
Let's talk about the person as the stereotype of the person that would maybe choose a full-blown immediate annuity based on their lifetime. They want those payouts, and they choose it over a hybrid or over a variable or over any of the other annuities. What would their that type of person be like?
Well, I mean, typically you're looking at somebody who's either single or has no heirs. I mean, there's not a desire to have the money go on to anybody else. And quite honest, they need all the money they can get. They want the highest payout. They want it all now. They don't want to defer anything. They want the most money they can get, the biggest payout.
So
right
someone
away.
that would want a true pension style income, they're not concerned about money going on to heirs.
Right.
They need a large amount of money, a large amount of income to start as soon as possible.
Sure.
And we have run different scenarios, and when you're just right out of the chute needing income, normally, not always, but the vast majority of the time, the immediate annuity wins.
Yeah, it's typically the highest payout percentage of what you're putting in. So it's not uncommon for it to be a percentage or two higher than most of the other styles of annuities that are out there. But
one of the variations I was going to just mention that we've liked, looked at and helped clients with at times is something that has some type of a cost of living increase built into it, or just an increasing income.
Yeah, I'm
aspect.
a big fan of the COLAs because we both believe that inflation is eventually going to erode the spending power. Now, one of the caveats that you have to realize is your income starts lower.
Yes.
And we always have to factor in what that period of time is where you get back to that break-even
Before you do,
point.
at least to the break-even.
And it's, sometimes it can be a sizable, it can be 8, 9, 10, 12 years before you get back to that point where you're actually making more money than you would have had you not done.
And that gets into the longevity issue, of learning a little bit about the family and what their expectations are for time and that type of thing.
Yeah. So Dick, we've covered a lot about the immediate annuity. So choosing an immediate annuity.
Well, I think just to summarize real brief, immediate annuities are not for everyone. Very popular, very solid, something that it's very simple, very easy to set up. It's not complicated at all. The type of person that would typically want an immediate annuity is someone that does not have heirs, that isn't concerned about handing the lump sum over, especially someone who thinks they're going to live an extra long life, because then they have the potential of actually beating the company and having a really good return. So, and then there's all the variations around it that can be added if some of those other attributes fit. It can also be used in advanced planning. So, for shorter time periods, that type of thing. So I think that's really the type of person profile.
You summarized it very well.
Thank you.